Hey, what's going on, guys? This video I'm going to actually work on my AR5 transmission. I am still waiting on the Fabbot adapter plate. It should be here hopefully this weekend, if not by Monday or Tuesday. But what I do want to do is start at least cleaning up, taking off this bell housing, cleaning up the inside. I have to pull off this throwout bearing. I have to take this apart to get it ready to put the AN fittings on there, as well as obviously take this off. I want to clean the shifter off itself, just have it ready for whenever the kit gets here. As you can tell, I actually did upgrade my garage a little bit. I added another workbench and I moved my other toolbox over there to that side, giving me more room to be able to work on the engine itself instead of standing in front of where the car would be or will be whenever I do bring it in here. I'm gonna put you on a time lapse and enjoy.
Perfect.
Saw on the time lapse, I went ahead and pulled off the OEM bell housing. I threw it down here for now. I do have a 4L60E bell housing that is recommended by Fabbot in order to make the kit work. I did go ahead and take off the shifter itself. I was reading online, you want to inspect this, make sure that your bushing isn't bad and that you don't have any crazy wear, I guess, on any of this. Everything looks pretty good on mine, no major wear and tear. And I did go ahead and put some PB Blast in here. I want to go ahead and take the shifter off itself so I can go ahead and clean off this corrosion that's on here. Here's the OEM throwout bearing. It does turn very smooth. I don't feel any rough spots on it. It does have some corrosion. I think this transmission was sitting outside of the truck itself for quite a while, or outside. I do have to pull this pin off, but I don't have the actual punch that size in order to pull this off to be able to put the new AN fittings that I'm going to receive from Fabbot. But I am going to go ahead and, as I mentioned, reuse this. I am obviously going to reuse this, and I'm going to go ahead and clean off the transmission as best as I can. There is some corrosion on here that I don't think I'll be able to get to, which is not a big deal. But I do want to get all this grime off of it, as well as the bell housing.
Perfect.
Alright guys, since I pretty much finished working on the transmission until I get my Fabbot kit in, I went ahead and I rented this tool to pull off the harmonic balancer. I didn't want to buy it since it was kind of pricey, but I do need it now. So what I'm going to do is use it, return it, and then go ahead and buy it probably on Amazon where it's a lot cheaper. I don't know if the time lapse caught the last of it, but the tool I rented, this piece right here was actually too short. I need a little bit longer one, so I kind of improvised. At first, I was thinking of using one of these 1/4-inch extensions. One of these actually fit really good inside of it. This one fit pretty good inside the hole of the bolt. Here, I'll just show you. It actually fit Pretty good inside here, but it was too long. And I thought about it, I was like, well, maybe I'll cut it. But then I thought about it, I was like, well, this probably isn't strong enough. So what I ended up doing is I stuck an actual 3/8 socket in here, which worked perfectly. Stuck it just like that, and the end of the bolt just pushed on, on the end of that. It worked great. I'm sure other people have done it that way. But now that I pulled off the harmonic balancer, I should be able to pull off this timing cover. I'll flip the engine back over, I'll pull off the timing cover, and I should be able to inspect everything inside of here. And clean off the rest of this gunk. You can tell it's pretty bad. But the more I do, the more excited I get. I really want to get this engine in the Cressida and be able to do some burnouts in it. Hopefully not blow up the engine. But if I do, I just buy another one, I guess.
Perfect.
As you can tell, obviously it has a lot of miles. It's a lot of crud on this. I'm sure it'll all clean up pretty good. I'm not gonna remove the cam or anything, or the chain, the timing chain. The slack that's on it, from what I've been reading, seems about normal. I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna replace the pump either. I've mentioned before, this is definitely a budget build. I'm already gonna, I think, overspend on the oil pan that I need for this in order to not have to modify the subframe. But yeah, everything looks good in here. I went ahead and I pulled off the rocker arms and the push rods. I wanted to inspect them. This is the driver's side, and this side's actually a lot dirtier than the passenger side. I don't know why. I don't know if they threw some detergent cleaner in the oil before they decided to sell the truck, and it only cleaned out this side. But as you can tell, everything looked pretty normal. I did read online somewhere to make sure that these aren't flat. Let's see if this focus. And all these look pretty good. As I mentioned, the driver's side is a lot crustier looking than the passenger side, but everything was good. Everything was tight. There was nothing loose. Just a recap on everything that I've done so far and what I'm getting ready to do. I went ahead and disassembled the engine as much as I wanted to. Went ahead and cleaned off the valve covers. I still need to clean the rest of the engine. I did pull off the front timing cover today, as well as the harmonic balancer. I also pulled off the rocker arms, the push rods, and these brackets. I don't know what they're called. I've also went ahead and taken apart the transmission. Taking apart the transmission, the AR5 off 2007 Colorado. Patiently waiting for that Fabbot adapter plate to come in. I also have a 4L60E bell housing that'll work with the belt, with the adapter plate. And pretty much now all I'm waiting for is to order all the parts that I need, all the gaskets that I'll need for this engine, as well as the headers. Different style oil pan. I need a front sump. I did talk to some of the guys that on the MX83, JZX81. I still need to pull off the rear main seal or the rear cover, replace that as well. And from there it'd be work on the wire harness that I have down there. Have the ECM flashed, the VAT's deleted, and from there it's all pretty much little petty stuff. I think the hardest thing to get done is going to end up being the most expensive, A, the oil pan, and B, the drive shaft, on top of everything that I've already bought. Trying to keep it under budget. At the end of this series, I guess, whenever I finish putting the engine together, I'll end up talking about how much I actually spent, hopefully help somebody out who wants to build one of these engines on a budget. This is my first LS, and it probably will not be my last. Oh, one last thing, I also need to order a F-body flywheel, clutch, and pressure plate. I believe the Fabbot kit comes with a new pilot bearing or pilot bushing. Thanks for watching. Like my videos if you haven't. Subscribe. Comment if you guys have any questions or any pointers of I'm doing this correctly, incorrectly, something you guys can help me out with. That'd be great. Thanks for watching.